And I appreciate the people who came, and we will record this for the people who couldn't come, and for those of you who want to replay this and see what we're doing again and maybe get a little more information. My clock says 6:59, so we'll be starting in one more minute. Okay. I like this system I'm using. It's called Webinar Jam, and it's an excellent system for doing live webinars. There are a lot of systems out there. This particular system has no limit. You could literally have 10, 15, 20,000 people at the same time. And there really aren't a lot of systems that will allow you that unlimited number. Well, I see it's 7 o'clock, so I'm going to let Peter do the introduction, and then I'll speak after Peter does the introduction.
Am I live? Am I on? Am I ready to go?
I believe you're live.
Can everyone see me okay?
I can see and hear you, so I think everyone else can. It does say we're live, so we should be good.
Excellent. Hello, everyone. I just want to welcome you to tonight's call. We are going to end on time as well, and not only start on time, but end in time. Welcome to the Howard Berg Protege Apprentice Program Opportunity Call. And everybody knows who Howard is. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to who I am. My name is Peter Wink. I'm going to be the co-host for tonight's call. I'm the author of Getting Clear of Fear, Negotiate Your Way to Riches, and a whole bunch of other programs. I'm also an entrepreneur, a consultant. I've been involved in personal development for years, and I've known Howard Berg since the 1990s and have been familiar with his work and all the different things that he's done for, geez, I think I met him for the first time somewhere in the mid-90s, so we're talking about over 20 years. I used to promote a program with him back at Nightingale Conant, his mega speed reading program and his advanced mega speed reading program. So I know a lot about Howard and where he's been and what he's done and how successful he's been over the years. But we all know who Howard is. We know he's the world's fastest reader. We know that he's a media darling. We know that he's a celebrity. All of us know who he is. We're ahead of that on this call. So what I want to do is I want to take a minute and talk a little bit about why we're here tonight. The reason we're all here tonight is to learn about how to do what Howard does, how to be a speed reading trainer and facilitator, how to have our own business doing that, how to become an entrepreneur, how to gain control of our time, how to step out on faith on ourselves and actually do something in a business that's untapped. And that's the key here. It's an untapped business. This is not a business where, like McDonald's, there's someone doing it on every corner. This is not a business like a store that sells clothes where there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of them. If you go to Google, for instance, or if you go to Yahoo and you type in speed reading classes, speed reading instructors, speed reading trainers, you're not going to get a whole heck of a lot. It's a virtually untapped market. There are very few people doing that. Why is that? Well, years ago, there were only a couple of people who really did this. There was Howard. I believe there was Evelyn Wood. Maybe there were a couple other ones out there Howard can maybe talk to later. They all fell off. Interestingly enough, they fell off. And here's why. Speed reading is a very specific skill. It's a skill that not many people have, and they're not teaching it in colleges and universities. Now, maybe occasionally some people pop up with some speed reading exercises and type things, but nobody is teaching a comprehensive class on speed reading or advanced speed reading, at least not that I've seen or know of. Maybe there's an isolated case of it somewhere, but it's not mainstream. It's not everywhere. It's not blanketed, which is why this opportunity is so exciting. This business is a business you can get into that doesn't cost a lot of money. There's virtually no investment. It's a trifle of what it would cost to get in a typical business. It requires no brick and mortar, though you can run classes live at hotels or in banquet halls. We'll talk a little bit about that. Or you can do it virtual online. You know, the power of the internet. Look at what we're doing here tonight. We've got people from all over the world on this call. And I'm sitting in Chicago. He's sitting in McKinney, Texas, outside of Dallas. And we're doing this. We have people from Russia on the call, from Europe. We have people from, I think, just about every continent. Howard was even saying some people, it's 3, 4 in the morning where they're at. Hats off to all of you who are up in the middle of the night. Congratulate yourselves. In fact, all of you should congratulate yourselves for being here tonight. Now, what we're going to do tonight is going to be very interesting. We're not doing any speed reading training. We're not doing any math, writing, memory. We're not doing any of that tonight. Tonight is about going into business for yourself. Tonight is about your goals, your future, the things that you want to do, the business you are here to learn about. That's what we're here to talk about. Now, we're going to go through the benefits of the program, the components of the program, the legalities of the program, what the program is, what it isn't. And at the end, you're going to get an opportunity, and Howard will explain this. He doesn't need to come on now and talk about it, but there's going to be a chance where you can ask questions. I believe it's going to be in the chat portion of the screen. Howard will explain that to you when the time comes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this over to Howard Berg now, but just stick with us throughout this call, or this webinar. Call, webinar, call what you want. Listen to all the information all the way to the end so you understand from A to Z what it is that we are providing you tonight, all the different components. So we want you to learn all the different things so at the end of the call you can ask really good questions that we didn't cover. So make sure you're paying attention. This is a serious call. Your future could be very affected by this in a very positive way. Take lots of notes. Get a pad of paper out and a pen. Get ready. Commit to staying on the call all the way through. If you have to go to the bathroom, try to hold it if you don't have to go, because we're going to be going very quickly tonight, and we're going to cover a lot of information. So without further ado, we only have till 8 o'clock Central Time tonight. We're going to get everyone off the call on time. Now, if you have questions and answers, we're willing to stay and go over for that, but we're going to get the presentation done by 8 o'clock. So those of you who are interested, and again, keep one thing in mind. We only have 10 opportunities tonight to get into this program, and Howard will explain why shortly, but there's only 10. So make sure to stay on the entire webinar, listen to everything all the way through, and listen to how you can get involved. We're going to explain all that tonight. So without further ado, I want to introduce a very close friend of mine, a business confidant, somebody who I adore on a personal and business level. He's the world's fastest reader, 25,000 words a minute. He's also a facilitator and trainer himself, who's done over $65 million in sales in this business. So he knows what the hell he's talking about. Without further ado, take it away, Howie.
Thanks everyone for coming. I appreciate it. We've made some slides I'm going to share with you so I can go over the details. And at the end, I'll open up to questions and answer any questions you might have. I know that many of you have been calling me and talking with me during the week, so I appreciate you coming tonight as well. And I'm going to just get started right now with the first slide. This is just the introduction slide, and like that. And a little about Peter. Peter will also be helping us with this program. Peter Winkin himself is a very well-known person in the self-development space. He has 25 years in the personal development and self-help business. He was the founder of Breakthrough Systems, and he worked with Nightingale Conan Corporation. In fact, he was involved with them during the time my commercial was on the air, and that's how we got to know each other. He's worked with Accessories. He's a contributor to Think Big Magazine and Succeed Magazine. He's the author of Getting Clear of Fear. Some of you may have taken our webinar on that. He's also the author of Goal Getters Workshop, Negotiate Your Way to Riches and Buying Secrets. He's a coach, trainer, promoter, author, speaker, consultant. He graduated Western Illinois University. And one of the things I like about Peter is he's brilliant at marketing. He's absolutely brilliant. And he will be working with us after you're signed up on teaching you some strategies for getting clients and marketing the program so you can make it profitable to yourself. So I'm going to teach you some of that as well, but I'll teach you how to teach the courses and what the different courses are. And then Peter will be helping as well, as you'll see. This is me. I am the world's fastest reader. I'm the founder of Howard Berg Learning Systems, LLC. I also worked with Nightingale Conant. I worked with the Learning Annex for almost 26 years. I taught all over the country and in Canada. I really loved it. They went out of business in the early 2000s, and it was a lot of fun before that. I was traveling with them all the time. I've been on over 1,100 shows, and my commercial with Nightingale Conant was one of the top info-based infomercials ever. I think the only, I can't say this with absolute certainty, I believe the only one who had a better volume was Tony Robbins, and that's, I don't mind getting beaten by him. He's Tony Robbins, right? But other than that, I don't think anyone else has grossed more on an infomercial, on an info product. I've been, actually, I'd say thousands of seminar appearances. It says hundreds. I'm going to say thousands. I wrote Maximum Power Speed Reading, which is what I'll teach you how to teach. I also have Mega Speed Reading, the older program. That was on cassette tape and VHS. The new program is all video. I've written Super Writing Secrets, which is DVD and online, Super Memory Secrets, Super Math. I attended State University of New York, Binghamton, graduated in '71. Now, I wanted to tell you why I got in the business. First, I was working 3 jobs. I remember it was like 1985, 1986. I'm working 3 jobs, and I'm barely paying bills. And I'm like watching people that really didn't have as much education as I did, but they were doing really well. They had nicer cars, they had bigger homes, and I realized what they were doing is they were their own boss. And people who go into business make more money if they make a successful business than people who have salaries, for the most part. I mean, there's some exceptions. If you're the chairman of IBM or General Motors, you probably make a very good living. But the average worker today isn't doing as well as they did 20 years ago. I love being my own boss, and I love what I do. And I think one of the things you'll really enjoy about doing this is you actually see people's lives improve while you're teaching. You watch them increase their speed. You see the satisfaction. I like that. It makes me feel good. My wife said, how do you do the same thing for 30 years and not get bored? I said, it's always new people. And it's the excitement of the people that makes me get excited. I can manage my own schedule. If I get up and I decide, well, you know what, today I want to go to the movies and the gym, I need a day off. I do it. I'm not telling you I don't work hard. I work 7 days a week most of the time, but I like what I do. I enjoy my work, and I'm doing something I'm very good at. I've helped, I would say, hundreds of thousands of people, and I like to think I'm making a difference in the world. I hear from many people like you, about how I've helped their lives improve, and that's a good feeling. I mean, anyone watching the news, does anyone watch the news and say, there's too many smart people making too many good decisions? I don't think that's our big problem. And I would like to think with more people teaching what I've learned, helping people learn to be smarter, make better choices, learn better information, ultimately we can make a difference. It's not going to happen overnight, but I can't see how that can't help. The nice thing about an info marketing business is you don't have to have a building. Think of what it costs to start up a Walmart or even a McDonald's or even a small store. It's expensive. You have to build a building, you need insurance. It's a very big investment. This is just something you can do online. You can rent a room, you can go to a library. There's a lot of ways to do it, and the expense is very, very minimal. I became a media personality. You can see that's me with Scott Schilling. And by the way, after the station owner saw me with Scott, I just got my own television show. He decided what I was doing was so interesting that he wanted me to do this on a regular basis. So I just, actually yesterday, we closed the deal, and I'll have my own television show on the UAN network, which is a Christian station that's broadcasting in Dallas and several states, and will also be available nationally on Roku, for those of you who are familiar with Roku, and of course online. And I enjoy doing that. It helps me to reach more people. It's very low investment to get involved in what we're doing, and it's really an untapped market. Think of this. In the mid-90s, the program made $65 million. We had no upsells. We had no cross-sells. It was just straight sales. Can I honestly say to you today, There are more people going back to school, losing their jobs, needing new skills. Are there more people in school? Are there more people at work struggling with information than there were in the mid-90s? I think everyone could say yes to that. And so the market's really incredible. And what's nice about it is there's actually three main market streams. There's the student market. You don't go to the students, you go to the parents. Parents want their kids to succeed. Well, 50% in four-year college drop out. That's a real number. 70% in two-year college drop out. That's even worse. 30% graduate. And the average four-year degree now takes 6 years or 50% more tuition. So if someone's already spending $10, $15, $20, $30,000 on tuition, would you spend a couple of $100 of tuition insurance to make sure that your student learns the skills they need to finish and finish on time? That's always been my best market. It's also companies. Companies today, everything's about information. It's a knowledge-driven economy. And finally, there's seniors. The best thing they can do to stay mentally fit as they grow older is read. And that was in two studies, the Baltimore and Seattle longitudinal studies on aging. So those are three very, very large markets. I have to tell you, though, the student market has always been the most profitable for me. And it's very profitable because the cost of operation is so low, it's very easy to make a profit. So what are the benefits to you? Well, here are some of the benefits to you by becoming my protege or apprentice and doing this for yourself. First, you have the freedom of being your own boss. And by the way, I don't think you should quit your job tomorrow. I did this in stages. I had a day job, and I did this at night and on weekends. When I was making as much money at night and on weekends as I did in my day job, I quit my day job. I didn't have any risk. I already knew what I was doing was making money. So it was an easy way to transition. You can work from anywhere. I do a lot of my work from my house. Right now I'm in my house. But you could be in a hotel room. You could be in a company. You could be in any auditorium. There's so many places you could do this. And you're going to love it. It's really fun. It's fun to be on stage. It's fun to help people. It helps you control your own destiny. One thing I know is when I get up in the morning and I look in the mirror, the boss I see is very nice to me. If I need the day off, he gives it to me. If I want to work harder, he lets me work harder. I love it. There's unlimited market potential. There's hundreds of millions, maybe billions of people in the world who need this. I know some of the people watching are in other countries. I spoke to you. I had someone call from Nigeria. I had calls from the Philippines, Australia, France, England, Canada, virtually all over the world. And one of the things I'm looking to do is some of those people, I'd like to help get some of these programs in those languages and work with them. China, get this into Chinese so we can help people in all these countries. What's nice is you'll help a lot of people make a better life for themselves, and there really aren't many competitors. In fact, I don't believe I have any, and I'll tell you why. Speed reading doesn't work. I don't teach speed reading. I call it speed reading because that's what people understand. I see it as speed learning. The reason people didn't like speed reading is when you took it, you learned to speed up right away, and then as soon as you slowed down to learn something new or unfamiliar, learn a new word, learn a new name, you lost your speed. So people were spending a lot of money speeding up, and almost as fast as they sped up, they lost it. And that's why so many people got frustrated. I don't do that. I don't just teach people how to read fast. I teach them how to learn fast. I much rather see someone go 100% faster with good understanding than go 5 times faster and not remember anything. We actually did a double-blind study. It's called an efficacy study when I was with Nightingale Conant. It cost $100,000. They used the Nelson-Denny, a standardized test for reading and speed and comprehension. And we took 100 people. 50 did the A and then the B, and 50 did the B and then the A to make sure the second test wasn't simpler. Everyone in the group doubled to quadrupled with no loss of comprehension. It was very exciting. So yes, it did work, and I was much more interested in the learning part than the speed part. Just turns out you can read faster and understand. And with my system, you can slow down when you need to and go back to reading fast when you want to. No one's ever done that before. We've been endorsed by the past chairman of Evelyn Woods, who paid me to train his son how to speed read, Maurice Thompson Jr., past president of Evelyn Woods, Doug Hall, and the founder of Sylvan Learning Systems endorsed me, and I have permission to use their names. You become a local celebrity by doing these courses. Now, one of the things I love about being in business is some of the tax breaks. When you get a regular check, after you get paid, you pay your insurance. You pay for your car payments. There's so many expenses that come after tax. When you have a company, you pay your health insurance before taxes. You pay your auto insurance before taxes. There's a lot of things you can do that come before taxes that are not available to somebody on a salary. So that in itself makes us use the money we have more effectively. I know I pay my health insurance through my company, and it's perfectly legitimate. How many companies pay health insurance? It's something people expect. My name is very well known around the world, and you can use my name to promote your business. By the way, one of the things I'm going to be doing, and I'll talk about it later, is help you. I'll talk about that when we continue. Now, the classes can be taught live or on the internet. Personally, I like both. I enjoy being in the room with people, and I also like doing the internet. A few years ago, I trained a group of teachers in India without going there. I was literally in India for a week and never left my home. And that's the beauty of the internet. We can do so much more today than we used to do. So you're not just limited to teaching in your neighborhood. You can teach anywhere in the world. There's a very small startup investment to get started in this, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I'm going to teach you how to speed read first and give you the PowerPoints. That's the program you'll be teaching. So it's like a dry run. You can see how it's done. Then I'm going to teach you how to teach speed reading. I'm going to go back over the slides and go and explain to you why am I doing the things that I'm doing, so you understand what's actually happening. I'm a psychobiologist. I studied the brain. I'll explain to you what each drill is doing and how it's doing it, why I say certain things at certain times, to have certain body language at certain times. It all matters. And I want you to be successful. So I'm going to pull the curtain back and show you all of the secrets that I'm using to make this program one of the most successful speed reading programs ever taught. And I'll provide you with the classroom materials in PDF format. We'll talk about that in a little bit. You'll have instant distributorship, and that will mean that you're able to market my programs, and I'll also allow you to get any of my programs for 50% off, which means you have 100% markup. So you'll be able to sell all of my programs, and I'll go over some of those momentarily. There's quite a few of them. You could do seminars, classes, workshops. And by the way, something else that you can consider is tutoring. There are a lot of parents who pay good money to have their kids personally mentored by you. I can't teach everyone, and I certainly hope by having a group of people well trained, we can reach a lot more people who desperately need the skills that I've developed. Now, here's what you get as a protege or an apprentice. You're going to first get the basic speed reading training with me. That's the first thing I want to do. This is what you'll teach. I think the best way to learn to teach something is see it taught by someone who's done it for 30 years and knows how to teach it. Then I'm going to teach you how to be the teacher and facilitate the trainings. We're going to do some marketing introduction and training webinars. I have a workshop that I do that is very effective in selling product by itself, or use it to get an interest in your live program and sell tickets. Just as an example, I do a lot of Rotary groups, and a lot of people will say, well, you don't make a lot of money at Rotary. Well, last week I made $2,700 at Rotary in 3 workshops. Not And so the total was $2,700. That's not bad for a couple of 20-minute workshops. Now, typically in the Rotary, I probably do $300 to $600, but we're talking 20 minutes work. I don't think $600 for working 20 minutes is a lot of is working really hard. And I'd like to see anyone else make that kind of money in 20 minutes doing something that's fun, you actually enjoy. So I'm going to teach you that workshop as well as teach you the reading workshop. We're going to have a bi-weekly audio or live training. And Peter will be very involved with that. As I said, Peter is a master marketer. I'm very good at what I do. I've grossed over $65 million myself in marketing my programs. But Peter's going to be bringing in some additional skills that are very, very important in addition to the ones that I have. So we want to make sure you learn what you need to make this successful. We'll have a monthly live question and answer teleconference. So you can tell us what's working for you and what isn't. So we can make sure that we know what's happening and we can help you get better results through feedback. We're going to have ready for print PDFs of classroom exercise, worksheets, and handouts. And I'm going to give everyone who's certified access to my Maximum Power Reading Program online, my Super Memory Secrets program online, my Super Writing Secrets program online, and my Super Math Secrets online, which combined is $497. I'm going to give you access to my Info Marketing Millions program, how to write a book in a day, or a DVD, or a webinar, or an audio program. And yes, you can do all of it at the same time. That'll be included. I have 12 advanced lessons that you can upsell. I'll give you access to them. I also have a monthly Millionaire Mastermind that's online as videos, like how to set up a membership site or a web page, and I'll give you access to that. So you have access to all the different products that you could be selling. So if people ask you questions, you've taken the program and know what you're selling and what it does. If you'd like, I'll make myself available for a 1-hour meeting with me here in Dallas, if that's something you would like. If you can't make it to Dallas, then we'll do it on Skype. But I'll certainly do my best to talk to you and interact and help you be successful. You'll have access to me through the phone, email, and Skype. And this way we can stay in touch. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what's working. I want to know where you need to make tweaks to get it to work better. Everyone's different. Everyone does things a little differently. And I want to know what's happening so I can help you be successful. You'll become a licensed Howard Berg speed reading trainer certificate. And you'll also have my trainer license. So you'll be able to train people on how to speed read.
Okay, Howard?
Yes?
Would you mind if I interject something before you go into the investment and everything?
I would like that very much, sure.
I thought you might. I wanted to stop here for a second, and I want to make sure everybody understands really what the overlying package is and really what all this means. So basically what you're getting with this program is you are getting the opportunity to have a Howard Berg license, if you will. You'll be officially sanctioned, authorized, but you'll have a real license. And with that license, you not only get all these components, but more importantly, you get the opportunity to use the name Howard Stephen Berg, World's Fastest Reader, as part of your marketing. You are marketing this program that is tried and proven for over 30 years, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. This is very similar to like having a McDonald's or Wendy's. Now here's the difference. A franchise is very different because there's a lot of government regulation and there's different components in that way. But what Howard shares in common with Burger King and Wendy's and McDonald's and Midas and Amco and all these different places that do franchising is that you're buying a system, you're buying a name, you're buying a proven program that we already know works. all the programs are put together for you. All the manuals are put together for you. All the classroom materials are put together for you. You're getting a Howard Berg distributorship on top of this whole program, which is a separate side business where you could sell all of Howard's programs. That's being put right in here for you. So you're getting a lot of different components. And really quick, I want to go through these again so you completely understand what you're getting. You're getting basic speed reading training in a webinar. Think about that. You're going to be taught by Howard Berg how to be an effective, great, top-level speed reader. You need to be able to do that so you can get excited about it and you can translate and make that attitude contagious to other people and get them excited about the program. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. Howard is going to personally teach you speed reading, so you have the foundation set. Next, you're going to get the classroom and facilitator training. This is extremely important. You have to understand how to operate a class. It's a very different dynamic to go and teach a class than it is to learn something and just give people advice or opinions or little tidbits. You have to understand teaching methods and the different types of learning and the different types of students you're going to get. You need a manual, a proven system for how to teach this particular program. Howard's going to provide that for you. You're going to get the marketing introduction webinar. We are not going to sit there and market your program for you, although we'll provide leads as they come in because Howard's too busy. He will pass leads on to individuals, for people who want to learn this material. We're going to teach very basic marketing techniques, and there will be some ongoing marketing training through the live calls and the questions and answers and different things of that nature. We may do a formal marketing program. We may not. We're very new in this stage. Remember, you're getting in on the ground floor. You're getting in on the foundation level. We're still building this, and you're going to be a part of it. And you're going to get privileges for being here early if you're one of the first 10 who gets involved. Next, you get the Howard Berg distributorship, which means you can resell all of Howard Berg's programs. And part of that is you get to buy programs for your courses that you could give out to your students at a huge discount. And that'll all be explained to you. It's in a contract. You'll see all that. Next, you're going to get a distributor training webinar that'll teach you how to use the distributorship. Howard's going to walk you through all the components and all the different things you have to do to sell the program. He'll explain the discounts, how you buy them online, how you order products, all that stuff. And that's another thing. Let's remember here, Howard has the programs already created. You don't have to do any of that. That's exciting. You don't have to do any of that. It's pretty cool. I know Howard doesn't like the term turnkey business. In a sense, it is. But again, you're going to put your own unique spin on it because it's your business. It's not our business. We're just here to help you. Next up is the bi-weekly audio or live training, which means you might get an audio every 2 weeks or a live training will be conducted. If you can't make that training, the audio will be sent to you. So every 2 weeks, you're going to hear from myself or Howard, or more than likely both of us, because we work very close. Next is going to be the monthly live question and answer teleconference. So what does that mean? That means you can sit and you can email in questions or text Howard or myself or Skype text, any type of question you want. And for about an hour or so every month, maybe two, depending on how many questions we get, those questions will all be answered. Again, some may go into the next month because if we get 500 questions, there just won't be enough time. But we're going to pick some of the ones we think might have the most common threads throughout them that most people will want to hear about, and we'll make sure those get answered. Some will just come to you back through email on occasion. If we think it's an important question and we didn't get to it, we'll make sure it gets answered one way or another. Next up, the ready for print PDFs of all the classroom material. You don't need to provide workshops or classroom material. You'll be able to get it from Howard. You'll get the PDFs that are ready to print off. You just go to Kinko's or whoever your local printer is, and you just print them off. You're ready for your classes. Next, Howard has so generously decided to throw in all his programs: Maximum Power Reading, Super Memory Secrets, Super Writing Secrets, Super Math Secrets. He's putting them all in there. He wants you to learn all these different things so you can get excited about it, and eventually you'll be able to teach these things. Now, we're not offering that just yet. We want to focus on the reading. It's the biggest market. It's an untapped market. We want to hit that. And then you'll get opportunities as the first people who get involved in this to teach reading, to teach writing, to teach math, and to teach memory. You'll get all those opportunities, but for right now, you'll get the programs so you can get started yourself and you can get going on them. You'll get the 12 advanced lessons, which he talked about, the info marketing millions, which actually is pretty cool because within that, you're going to learn marketing techniques for information, which you can translate right into the speed reading business. See, it all comes together. It's all synergistic. So that's why I'm explaining this to you. So you see how all these things come together and they form a business. And you're going to have multiple income opportunities within this business. It's pretty cool. Next, you get the 1 hour meeting with Howard in Dallas. If you want to meet with me here in Chicago on occasion, I'll do that too. Howard has been so gracious to open up his time personally where you can literally sit at a table with Howard and you can brainstorm, you can mastermind, you can kick ideas around, you can just ask him questions, he can give you answers, you can ask advice, you can get his opinions, ask him anything you want. That in itself is worth more than the investment. When you hear about this investment, actually, it's really low. But just to get an hour of his time personally in Dallas costs way more. Phone, email, and Skype access to Howard, you're going to get all that. I'll answer questions as well, but you're going to be able to call Howard on his personal line. You get direct VIP access. You're going to be able to email Howard at his personal email address, and you're going to get his Skype address. I think we might even provide that at the end of this call, this webinar. So you can, if you have any questions, you can send them in. And of course, you're going to get a trainer certificate, and you're going to get the official Howard Berg license. So you're getting quite a bit. You're getting a whole business package here. But the main thing to understand is that you will be a licensee of Howard Stephen Berg. You will have an official license to use the marketing materials, his copyrighted marketing materials, his copyrighted information, images, all different things are going to be provided to you that you can use for your flyers, for your Facebook page, for direct mail, for your media appearances, all those different things. You're going to have access to that. That's all part of this. Howard has never done this before. And I know Howard went into why he got involved in this and what have you. But here's the bottom line. If you're going to go into business for yourself, you want to get into an untapped business. You don't want to join the pack. You don't want to get involved in something that there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people doing. Why would you want to do that? All you're going to do is beat your head against the wall constantly because you're going to be coming up against competitors constantly. Not in this business. There's a handful of people out there doing this, and nobody other than yourself is going to have Howard Berg's name behind you and be officially trained by Howard Berg. Do you know what a benefit that gives you in the marketplace? Do you have any idea what the benefit is to that? When you can say, I mentored with, I trained under the world's fastest reader, probably the only human being who ever read the Affordable Health Care Act, including everyone in Congress. I would doubt any of them read that whole act, that whole bill. Howard Berg read it, understood it, and memorized all the key components of it. That's how good he is, and he's going to translate that skill to you. Now, are you going to learn that in one day? Of course not. No one expects you to read 25,000 words a minute right out of the gate. It will come in time. But through Howard's training that he's going to do with you, not only the basic speed reading, but also as a teacher, you're going to be in the thousands. It's going to happen. You just have to be patient. Like any other business, you have to build a foundation. Right? The tallest skyscraper sits on a foundation. No foundation, it all falls. And that's what you're doing here. You're building the foundation, and you have myself, and you have Howard Berg at your disposal. We're going to make sure to give you all the tools that you need to be successful. Of course, the hard work, the drive, and the persistence is going to be up to you, but we're going to give you the basic tools. And that puts you ahead of 9 out of 10 people who start businesses. And that's one other thing that I want to mention before Howard discusses the investment. Most businesses fail because people don't get educated, they don't get involved in the business, on some level prior to starting a business. They don't get the proper training. They don't have the education. They don't have the drive. They don't have the persistence. They don't have the self-esteem. They don't have the self-confidence. See, these are all things we're going to help you build. We're going to help you build these things at the foundation level. So you're not 1 out of the 9 out of 10 who's unsuccessful. We want you to be one of the top 10%. And that's what we're here for. That's what this package is for. This package was half this size before him and I started really diving into what we thought you'd need. It was half the size. I don't even know if it was half the size, but we expanded it out to give you all the tools that we need, or we believe you need to be successful. Howard, is there anything I missed?
Yes, I actually wanted to add something else.
Excellent.
When you first get started, if you would like, I would be happy to help you do your first workshop. Now, if you want to pay for my travel expense, I'll come there and help you. If you'd like to save on that, we could have me on Skype or on the webinar system I'm using now, and using a projector and an internet-enabled computer with speakers. I could be there online, and that way there's no expense at all. But I really want to be there and help you make this work. You were the first 10 people tonight, and I'm limiting it to 10 at a time on purpose. I want to make sure I can give you personal time and attention. We have hundreds of people interested. I can't help 100 people at the same time. I can help 10 people really well. So I wanted to let you know that I was very interested in making sure that this works by getting personally involved. And we could schedule something where I could go online with your group, or I could come there in person if it's large enough and it's something you feel that you would want me to do for you.
So Howard?
Yes.
Just so I'm clear, because you and I never discussed this before.
No.
You're saying that you are willing, if someone will pay your expenses, to actually show up. Now, again, we know you can't come to every event. It's schedule allowing. But you're saying you will come to an event. If someone pays your expenses, you'll show up, or you'll be there on video or maybe on teleconference live with their group.
Yes, especially at the beginning. I'm not going to do like 100 programs like that. Obviously, that's not practical. But when they're first starting out, if they feel that's something that would help them, and if they prefer it online, I'll do it online. We have to schedule it. Or if you want me to come out there and you're willing to pay the expense to get me there, I would do that. I really want to do everything I can do to make this as successful for you as possible.
And this is going to be for the 10 people. Right, yes. Not everybody, because there's
I can't. There's no way I can't. Realistically, it's not something I can do. But I really want this to be successful for everyone that gets involved, and that's the best I can do, is to offer to be as supportive as possible.
Okay, I have one other thing. Is are you adding anything else, or is that it?
I think that's pretty big.
Okay. I just have to make sure, because you're so generous. Okay.
Okay.
Before you get to the investment part, I just want to say something to everybody. So it's clear prior to seeing what the investment is. The investment is not large. So don't worry about it. When we get to that, you're not going to be falling off your chairs. That won't happen. We made this extremely affordable.
Yes.
Also put in 3 different options for you to get involved in it. And I want to make sure that it's very clear when you look at these things. I'm very transparent when it comes to pricing. I'm very transparent when it comes to investment. I'm very transparent when it comes to telling you like it is, with no hidden agenda. There are 3 different options. The first option is going to be a 1-pay. There's going to be an option 2, which is a 3-pay, and there's going to be an option 3, which is a 6-pay. Okay? I want to be very clear, and we're going to go over the numbers in a second, or Howard will go through those with you. But there's a couple of things. I want you to really consider the difference in costs going from a 1-pay to a 2-pay to a 1-pay to a 3-pay to a 6-pay. Okay? Not that any of those are huge amounts by any stretch of the imagination, but I want you to really take the 1-pay into consideration, because it is significantly less than the 6. Now, When you make payments, 3-pay, 6-pay, sometimes you could pay out of cash flow, which means you're making money before it's due. So you have 30 days, you plunk down your first payment. 30 days later, you make your second payment. No problem. You might have a class in between there and you pay your payment out of what you make in your class. That's no problem. But I want you to consider the price differences and look at the numbers very closely, because we want you to understand exactly how this works, when you would pay, and what the exact number is. So the difference between a 1-pay and a 6-pay, it's a significant amount in the total. And I just want to be very clear on that so you understand that. So really take this into account. And also, because we're going to be wrapping up here soon after that, we're going to go to Q&A. Remember, only 10 people are going to get this. So if 20 people want to sign up, they're going to have to go on a list, those additional 10. We're going to have to try to figure out in the future how we can accommodate them. But the 10 people who start right now have a real advantage. Not only are there very few speed reading teachers out there anywhere right now, proven, go on Google, go on Yahoo, you'll prove it to yourself. You don't need me to tell you that. It's not a sales pitch. But here's the other thing. If you're one of the first 10 who gets involved tonight, you're only one of 10 people who's training the Howard Berg program. So the chances of you guys stumbling into each other is probably little to zero, because you're all from different areas. Some of you are going to be able to dominate in a foreign country because there's nobody there and you're going to be the only one for a while. Keep these things into consideration as Howard talks about the investment, because again, 10 people, that's it. And then we're going to have to close this up. We're not taking 11, we're not taking 12, we're not taking 13. This group is going to be 10 people. We may take 10 other people in the future and figure out how to work with them, but we want to concentrate and focus on the first 10 because we want this program to work. We want it to be right. We want it to be effective, and we want to help you be successful. We can't do that with 100 people. There just isn't enough time. Howard, if there's anything I left out, please feel free to add that or
Yes.
go into the investment, whichever way you want to go at this point.
Well, one thing, we're going to do this online, just like we're doing now. I have people contact me from from China and Australia. I don't expect them to fly to Dallas. I want this to be affordable, so I want to make this as easy for you to do as possible. I'm planning on doing like the first training like on a Friday night. The second training would be Saturday, and the third training will be Sunday, so we get it done in one weekend. Make it quick, make it easy, make it inexpensive, make it effective. So I just want you to know you won't have to pay for a hotel and a plane ticket and any of that. Now, if you want to meet with me afterwards and fly to Dallas, I'll make myself available. That's fine. If that's something that you want to do, that's just fine. But my goal is to make this as easy as possible and as inexpensive as possible. In fact, for some people, the travel expense would be greater than what we're asking for people to get certified. So let me show you quickly what we have. There's 3 payment options, and you can go to fromhoward.com/teacher training. And when I'm done at the very end of the webinar, I'll put a button up where you can go yourself if you'd like to, but this is the link from howard.com teacher training. The first option is one payment of $29.97. Remember, that includes over $1,000 worth of my programs that you'll get for yourself as part of that. So that's much more affordable than it looks. You're getting almost $1,000 of my products right up front. You could do 3 payments of $11.99, and that comes out to $35.97 in total. Or you could do 6 payments of $8.33, and that would come out to $49.98. Obviously, it's less expensive if you pay it up front. If you want to pay it out, you have 2 choices. The longer it goes, the more it costs, because there's more expense for us to do it as well. I just want to show you one other thing. I actually have the agreement, and I promised people I wouldn't take their money till I had an agreement. And I just wanted to quickly show you that it's a very simple agreement. Basically, it's a licensing agreement. You're going to be able to sell Maximum Power Reading, the Learning Bundle, which is reading, writing, memory, and math, the 12 advanced lessons, the Millionaire Success Club, the Intuition course, Ignite Your Genius, Info Marketing Millionaire. I'm going to be starting, this is very important, a monthly student mastermind. I haven't started it yet. I'm going to charge $150 a month for 2 lessons a month in the mastermind. Now, you sign people up, you get $75 for each person. Imagine you have 100 people signed up, not the first day, in less than a year. That's $7,500 a month residual income. And that's why I'm doing it. I want to make sure there's continuity where you don't have to only sell something month after month, but there's residual income coming in regularly. And that's where the Millionaire Mastermind, which is for adults, and the Student Mastermind could be very, very helpful. Now, the territory, we're giving everyone the United States, but I also know many of the people who called me were from other countries like the Philippines or Australia. And for those people, we'll customize their agreement to the countries that they're in as well. So just want people to know we're going to do that. It's a very simple agreement. Basically, we're going to certify a limited number of people. You have to take the live or online training. I will personally train the instructors, and the certification will be $29.97 in a single payment or 6 payments, or it could be it could be 3 payments. And
Hey, Howard.
yes,
I just wanted to let you know we need to alter the payment section here because the numbers aren't correct.
I saw that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's no big deal for
Yeah.
everyone who's out there listening because we were going to have to customize each of these based on how people are going to do it anyway. But I just want to make sure that this doesn't, if everyone's watching this, don't look at this. This is an example.
Yeah, we just got this agreement yesterday, so I didn't want to do this until I had the agreement. I haven't had time to refine it. Now, this is very important. Every time you teach a class, you're going to make sure everybody gets the online reading program that I teach. And this is going to bring you in more money because you're going to split this with me. It's $147. It's basically $75 each. And you can bundle it into the cost of your program, or you can charge it as training materials. So this way, every time you teach the class, you're including a program I taught, so everyone has that for rehearsal and practice, and we know that they're able to also see it taught by me. You keep all of the tuition except for that 50-50 split, and if you sell any of the other products, again, you get 50%. And I need to know when you're teaching a class, when it is and where it is, so I know what classes are being taught and what you're charging. And when you're doing larger groups, let's say you sell a college or a school, we're recommending that we'll have a different price. We can't charge $147 in a large licensing, so I'm saying a minimum of $14.97 a person or more. We'll try to negotiate a better amount with you in the school situation, but we want to make sure it's at least $15 a student. We're talking like 2,000-3,000 students, and we'll split that. And we want to make sure that you comply with FTC regulations. We don't want anyone to say they can read more than 100% faster in 4 hours with excellent comprehension. That's very, very important. We don't want to make claims we can't back up with proven results. And you can't teach people how to teach speed reading. You can teach speed reading, but you can't teach how to teach speed reading. That's it. It's a pretty simple agreement. It's a very easy thing to do. Before I open up to questions, I'm going to go back into my webinar thing. Hold on, let me find it.
Hey, Howard.
Yes, I'm listening.
While you're doing that, I just wanted to mention something to all the people out here on the call, and that is that I don't want people to get bogged down in the minutia of the contract right now. The key for tonight is to guarantee yourself one of the 10 spots. All of this is going to be explained in greater detail. There's nothing really that Howard didn't cover that's going to be in the agreement that is going to be anything eye-opening or anything problematic. We just happen to just get this contract in literally before this webinar took place. But the main thing is guarantee your spot. And remember, keep one thing in mind, because you put it on a credit card, it's all guaranteed anyway. So it's not like
Right.
anybody's going to take something and you're not going to get an agreement and get it signed off on. That's not the issue. Tonight's just about gathering the first 10, showing that you're committed, that you're stepping out on faith out of yourself, and that you want one of these spots. You want to be one of the 10. You're raising your hand saying, I want to be a part of this. That's all tonight's all about. If we have to walk you through the agreement individually, each of the first 10 people, we'll do that, or we could even have another webinar explaining all the different things. But tonight is about get one of the first 10 spots. I'm looking right now, and I'm looking at the amount of people on this call, and some people are already clicking the link and they're at least checking it out. I would get one of the top 10 spots right now, because let's put it this way, when you're in the first 10, actually, you're really our VIPs. You're going to be our VIP group. You're going to be the people, too, who help shape the future of this program. We're not going to do that with 100 people. We don't have the patience, the time, the flexibility, none of that. You are the 10 that are going to shape the future of this group with us. So get in right now. Get in on the ground floor. You're going to be heard. You're going to have a lot of say. We're going to have a lot of fun doing this together. It's just like being at the beginning of when McDonald's started up. Well, maybe that's maybe a little bit of a stretch, but there was a McDonald's before Ray Kroc bought them. He even had a concept to start with. The McDonald brothers actually owned the first McDonald's restaurant in California before Ray Kroc built the first one, I believe, in Des Plaines, Illinois, and started franchising. So he had something to go off. So basically, you're kind of doing the same thing here, because Howard actually has more experience than the McDonald brothers did when they had their first restaurant. And when Ray Kroc said, oh, my God, this is the best thing since sliced bread, quick hamburgers. He's watching the register ring. Howard's been doing this for over 30 years, so you're going to be able to capitalize on that. But you got to be one of the first 10 to get signed up. There's 10 spots right now. I think there's actually less now. I think somebody actually got in. For all of you out there right now, go to the link, get signed up. Whether you do the 1-pay, the 3-pay, or the 6-pay, just get signed up tonight, so you raise your hand and say, I want to be one of those 10 people. Howard?
Absolutely. I have the link on the screen right now where you could actually click right through.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I see you.
Really? Okay, then
The slides are off.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. All right. Well, then use the link I gave you earlier. Just copy
Can you put it back up?
Yes, I can. Give me a second and I'll put it back on. I'm
For
surprised.
everyone who has questions while Howard's doing that, if you want to put them in the chat, put it in the chat so we could see your questions right now, because we're going to do about 15 minutes of question and answer. If you want to get started, go ahead, click the link, get your payment in. But for those of you out there who have questions too, let's get those questions answered right now. Let's get the ball rolling and get you guys started, get you comfortable, get you understanding what's going on here. Please put your questions in there right now. Howard, yes, I do see the slide.
Okay, I need you to tell me the questions, because when the slides are on the screen, I can't see the chat box.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you. And I know there's a 1 minute delay between what you're hearing and what we're hearing, so it might take a minute for people to get their questions onto the screen. I'm hoping that people watching will see that this is really a great opportunity to do something that could help build a better world. It's a wonderful way to make an income, where you're doing something that can help people be more successful, help their kids get into school and graduate, helping seniors to stay mentally fit, and get paid for it. I think those are some really exciting opportunities. That's what keeps me doing it for 30 years. That's what's excited me. And I love being on stage. I love being in front of people. And I'm hoping that the people watching today will be my representatives in their communities. And if they're interested in doing it online, you could actually do it anywhere in the world at the same time. So please consider
Howard,
that. Yes.
It's very interesting. I have an observation here that I want to call out to everybody. The number of people on the call just jumped up significantly, which means I think a lot of people thought that this webinar starts now. So for everyone out there who just came on board, we are taping this and we will make sure to email it to you tomorrow. So if you just signed on here, the call actually started an hour ago, but it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. we'll send you the webinar and you'll get the opportunity. We are taking the first 10 people right now for the program, but unfortunately the webinar is already over, but we'll make sure to send that out to everybody. If anybody out there wants to have a brief description of what we went over tonight, Howard will put the contact information slide up in a second, and you'll have the phone number that you can call and get information. But we just got done with the hour, so we're at the stage now where a lot of people are signing up and they're getting involved in the program. So I just wanted to make sure that we addressed all of you who just signed on. Howard?
Yes. Does anyone have any questions, Peter, that I have to answer? Did you get any questions?
Well, Eric in the chat said that the email reminder just got to him for today. So
Okay.
no problem, Eric.
No problem.
We'll make sure you get the replay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay. Well, if anyone is interested in getting started right now, go to www.fromhoward.com/teacher training. You will be the first in the group to be trained by me personally. We will only take 10 people, so this would be the time to lock in your position. And yes, it's guaranteed. If you're not happy, you will get a refund. I want people to learn something that's of value to them, and I want them to understand, that we stand behind what we do. They have 30-day total satisfaction guarantee. And we will be doing the training early August. We're waiting to get the group together. As soon as we have our first 10 people, we'll let you know what dates we have scheduled. And for any reason, if you can't make those dates, we will record everything. So you'll still be able to do it through the recording and still have access to me if you have questions.
Hey, Howard?
Yes.
For the people who just came on, can you put the contact screen up on the screen? I want to explain something to everyone.
Yes.
If anyone has any questions or is saying to themselves right now, I got on here late, but I want to be one of the 10 people, I want to hear more, call the number on your screen right now. Actually, we have the wrong phone number up there.
Isn't that your number?
Yeah. Howard, do you want to give the number so someone can contact
I can fix it. Let me fix it. I could do that. Hold on. It's not hard. This is something I actually know how to do. This is my cell phone.
Yeah, this way you can get Howard directly.
Yeah.
A lot of you have my number already anyway. You could contact me as well, but
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you are going to want to talk to Howard directly because he's the man with the plan.
There you go. That's my cell phone.
As far as questions, Howard, that might be, it says webinar was announced for 8 p.m. Central Time, which makes it 6 p.m. Pacific, and you're saying it's over. I'm not sure if I didn't get an email saying that. Mine said 7.
Mine said 7 also.
We'll check that right now, but we know it must have been right on some of them because
People were here.
tons of people were here before, but I'm going to double check it.
Yeah.
While he's on here. Howard, is there anything else you want to say about anything while I'm checking this?
Even if you got here now, I know I know a lot of people were here at 7 on the time that we said, but I have recorded everything. So I will make sure everybody that showed up right now gets a copy of the recording. After we're done, I'll render it, I'll upload it, and by sometime tomorrow I'll be sending it out. So you won't miss anything. And you do have my phone number. If you have questions, you can reach me. I encourage that. Now, I'm doing a live class on Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday. Since Friday, I'll have time. Saturday, I am doing a 4-hour live class. I'm working with the largest college planning company in the country, and they're having a live training on Saturday.
Hey, Howard, I never even got I don't have an email reminder or anything, so I don't know what he got.
I'm not sure. I can't, if I'm on this screen, I can't see anything else. I can't look. But I know that I set it up for 7 p.m. tonight, so we'll see what happened. Anyway, I want to thank the people for coming. If you have any other questions before we finish, please ask them now. And just one last time, I'm going to show you the link that's from howard.com/teacher training. That's how you can sign up and get one of the first 10 slots. Anything else, Peter, before we finish?
No, I was just letting people know in the chat that to give you a call really quick if they came on late and they have questions. I'm just looking.
And if I don't pick up, it's because I'm talking to someone else. So I'll see who called and I'll get back to them. I just want them.
Yeah, Alex, there's a chance that the computer had a glitch, unfortunately, and may have had the wrong time in there. But again, we're gonna send you the replay of it so you can watch it at your own leisure. Then you'll get it tomorrow morning, so don't worry about it.
Yes. Again, thank everybody for coming. I appreciate it. I look forward to working with you. This is a wonderful business to be in. It's a business that helps people, and it's just a lot of fun to get up on stage and change people's lives in a few hours' time and get paid for it. So I hope you'll consider doing this with me. I know that I've been doing it for 30 years. I absolutely love what I do, and I'm sure you will too. So please click on the link, and let's get started.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
You know what I think happened? I think some of them went out correct, but I think that the reminder, it looks like everybody's saying it was the reminder email had the wrong time.
Okay. I'll know to fix that in the future.
But Eric, Robert, Alex, all of you who are saying that, again, I don't know if every one of you came on now, but call Howard. The number was just on the screen. Howard will put it back up. Howard will answer any of your questions right now. He'll even walk you through the basics of this program on the phone live if you want to do that. So give him a quick call. Everyone out there, thank you for being on this call. Get involved in the program. Become one of the first 10. Get all the benefits, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks again, everyone, for coming today. I'm going to sign off in a moment. And remember, if you need to reach me, you have my personal contact information. I'll do my best to speak to each of you individually, and I look forward to working with you one-on-one in the near future. For those who came now after the workshop, I will give you the link tomorrow, and you do have the opportunity to speak with me directly as well. Thanks again. I look forward to helping make a better world and having you be part of it. So with that, I'm going to stop the broadcast and look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, everyone. Night.